Hello students, I hope everyone is doing good. So in this video, we are going to learn Chapter 7, Glimpses of India, Part 3, that is Tea from Assam by Arup Kumar Dada. So this lesson you will find in your textbook from page number 85, and this is from the First Flight textbook in English for class 10. So now let us see the lesson. This lesson is about the two main characters, that is Branjal and Rajveer. They were classmates at school in Delhi, and Branjal was from Assam, and his father was the manager of a tea garden in Upper Assam. So during the summer vacation, Branjal, who was from Assam, invited this Rajveer to visit his home. Okay, so I will read out few lines and I will do the explanation. Also, I'll tell you the word meanings, so please listen carefully. Branjal, a youngster from Assam, is Rajveer's classmate at school in Delhi. Branjal's father is the manager of a tea garden in Upper Assam, and Branjal has invited Rajveer to visit his home during the summer vacation. Chai garam karam chai, a vendor called out in a high-pitched voice. He came up to their window and asked, "Chai, sahab, give us 2 cups, Branjal said. They sipped the steaming hot liquid. Almost everyone in their compartment was drinking tea too. Do you know that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world? Rajveer said. Whew, exclaimed Branjal. Tea really is very popular. So as I have already told you, this Branjal, who was from Assam, he invited Rajveer to visit his home during the summer vacation. So now the story starts in this way. They are already in the railway station. So when they were sitting in the train, at that time a vendor came and he called out. Vendor means a seller, okay? So he called out in a very high pitched voice. He was selling tea, okay? Chai garam garam chai, okay? And he went to the window and he asked them whether they would want to buy a tea. So this Branjal, he asked for 2 cups and they drank the very hot tea, and almost everyone in their compartment was drinking tea too. Okay, so while they were drinking the tea, this Rajveer, he asks to Branjal whether he knows about how many cups of tea are drunk every day. Okay, so this according to Rajveer, he says that 80 crore, over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world. So at this and this very Branjal, he exclaimed, "Whew!" Okay, he was surprised to, or he was shocked to hear about that. Okay, and it says that D really is very popular. So Branjal added that yes, D is indeed very popular. Everyone drinks D, and 80 crores 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day. So this is a big number, and so tea is really very popular. The train pulled out of the station. Branjal buried his nose in his detective book again. Rajveer too was an ardent fan of detective stories, but at the moment he was keener on looking at the beautiful scenery. So they moved, the train moved out from the station, and this Branjal, he was very interested. He was ardent fan of detective stories. Ardent means passionate. He was very interested to read detective stories. Okay, so as the train started to move, this Branjal, he took out his detective book and he started reading the detective book. This Rajveer, he was also Branjal, while Branjal was reading the detective book, and this Rajveer was also a very passionate about detective stories. But at that moment, he was keener. He was more interested on looking at the beautiful scenery, since he was visiting Assam for the first time, and so he was very curious to know about the place or about the beautiful a scenery. Okay, so he didn't read or he didn't look into the detective stories. It was green, green everywhere. Rajveer had never seen so much greenery before. Then the soft green paddy fields gave way to tea bushes. So there, okay, this Rajveer, as he had not visited, okay, or before this Assam, and here it says that the place was filled with greenery everywhere. Okay, everywhere it was green, green. Okay, greenery. So Rajveer had never seen so much of greenery before, and he was so much attracted by those views. Okay, by those landscapes. And then after that, the soft green paddy fields, okay, rice fields, okay, also gave way to tea bushes. Then later on, he saw the green paddy fields. Again, he saw the tea bushes. Tea bushes means the tea plantations. Okay, and as we all know, Assam is very famous for the tea plantations, right? So as he is moving towards Assam, he could see all these greeneries, okay, and also he could see the tea bushes, the tea plantations. It was a magnificent view against the backdrop of a densely wooded hills, a sea of tea bushes stretched as far as the eye could see. Dwarfing the tiny tea plants were tall, sturdy shade trees, and amidst the orderly rows of bushes busily moved doll-like figures. So it was a magnificent view. Magnificent means extremely beautiful. Okay, it was greenery and it was extremely beautiful. And against the backdrop of the densely wooded hills, a sea of a large number of tea plantations stretched, okay, stretched in a wider, okay, area as far as the eye could see. And it was so beautiful to watch that tea plantations, okay. And here it says that dwarfing the tiny tea plants, which means that the why it is called as tiny tea plants, because just next to the just okay were tall sturdy shade trees. There were trees, okay, they were big trees which gave out shades, okay, shady trees. They were huge shady trees, and below there, okay, and below there or in the middle, okay, in the middle, this the tea plantations were in orderly, okay, in orderly rows. It was in an orderly row. So comparing to the trees, the plants, okay, the tea plants looks very small. Got it? It looks very small because the trees were very huge. So under those huge trees there were tea bushes, okay, the tea plantations all in a row. Okay, you might have seen, or some of you might have already visited how a tea plantation is. Okay, you might have seen the tea bushes. So they were orderly they in the middle, the orderly rows of bushes were found, and it looks so beautiful. And among the bushes there were doll-like figures. What is mean by doll-like figures? Doll-like figures here, it is talking about the tea pluckers, especially the ladies. Okay, especially the ladies, they carry a basket, they wear an apron, okay, carry a basket, and they go for trimming the leaves, okay, the tea leaves. So they look like dolls, okay, in between the tea plantations, plucking out the leaves. Okay, they were looking so beautiful, and they were like doll-like figures. In the distance was an ugly building with smoke billowing out of a dull chimneys. Hey, a tea garden, Rajveer cried excitedly. Branjol, who had been born and brought up on a plantation, didn't share Rajveer's excitement. Oh, this is a tea country now, he said. Assam has the largest concentration of plantations in the world. You will see enough gardens to last you a lifetime. I have been reading as much as I could about tea, Rajveer said. No one really knows who discovered tea, but there are many legends. So in the distance, while they were going to Assam, okay, on the way, in the distance they saw an ugly building with smoke billowing out. Billowing out means moving or flowing outwards with an undulating motion. Okay, so from the chimneys, got it? So there was an ugly building with smoke billowing out of those chimneys. Then at that time, this Rajveer, with so much of excitement, he cried out, "Hey, a tea garden!" Which means he saw a tea garden, and he was so excited because that was his first time, his first visit to Assam, and he had not seen in reality, okay, the tea bushes or the tea plantations. So he was so excited, and so he exclaimed, "Hey, a tea garden!" So, but Branjil, who was born and brought up in from Assam, he was not that much excited because he had been seeing this the whole of his lifetime. Okay, he had been seeing this from long before, because that is Assam is his place, and he had seen many a times, and because he was born and brought up from there, so there was not that much excitement from Branjil's side. But whereas Rajveer was so much excited because that was his first visit to Assam. So, since he was not that much excited, this Pranjal, he told to his friend Rajveer that Assam is a tea country. Tea country means the abundance of tea, okay, is found in Assam, okay, the tea plantations. So, Assam is a tea country, and it has the largest concentration of plantations in the world. So, he told him, "Don't get so excited, okay? This is just the beginning. You will see enough of gardens, tea gardens, to last you a lifetime. You will be seeing many more, okay, again, more attractive, okay, this tea plantations. So this is just the beginning. So don't be so excited." So this is what Branjol told to Rajveer, that is his friend. And Branjol says that he had been reading about Assam, about the Assam, that is about the tea plantation, okay, from the book. And he had collected many knowledge about tea plantations. And from the books, he had come across that there are many, okay, there are many legends about these tea plantations. So he shared this to his friend, that is Branjal. No one really knows who discovered tea, but there are many legends. So he had found from one of the books that he had read, okay, he had read about the discovery of tea, okay, and there are many stories about the discovery of the tea plantations or the tea. What legends? Well, there is the one about the Chinese emperor who always boiled water before drinking it. One day, a few leaves of the twigs burning under the boat fell into the water, giving it a delicious flavor. It is said they were tea leaves. So this is one legend according to Rajveer. Okay, he had found out from one of his books. So he could not believe this Branjol. Okay, Branjol could not believe what Rajveer had told him. So what legends? What kind of a story? Okay, how how the tea, okay, who discovered? So he was also curious to know. So this Rajveer, he told the legend, okay, about the Chinese emperor. So the story is about the Chinese emperor, and this Chinese king or the emperor. He always boiled water before drinking it. And so one day, while he was boiling water, a few leaves of the twigs. Twigs means a woody shoot growing from a branch of a tree. Okay, so a few leaves of the twigs burning under that very boat fell into the water, and gave the water a very delicious flavor. Okay, so it is said that there were tea leaves. So the branches which were being burned were tea plant, okay, tea stems, and from there the leaves had fallen into the water, and it had made the water very delicious. So that plant or that twigs, okay, that branches were tea branches, okay, tea branches, and the leaves were tea leaves. So this is the legend, okay, how the tea was discovered. Tell me another scoofed Branjil. Now scoofed means mocking way, in a mocking way. This Branjil was Okay, he felt funny, okay, after listening to that. And so mockingly again he told him, yes, tell me another, if you have any other story about the discovery of D. Then this Rajveer again, he told him again another legend, that is about an Indian legend. Okay, so we have an Indian legend too, Bodhidharma, and ancient Buddhist ascetic got off his eyelids because he felt sleepy during meditations. Then tea plants grew out of the eyelids. The leaves of these plants, when put in hot water and drunk, banish sleep. So this story, this legend is somehow very funny, okay, and it's not like it is unbelievable, right? So according to Rajveer, he says that there is also again another legend, but that is an Indian legend about Bodhidharma. So Bodhidharma was an ancient Buddhist monk. Ascetic means a monk or a saint, okay, or a priest. So there was an ancient Buddhist monk. He cut off his eyelids. Why? The reason is that he felt so sleepy during meditations. Meditation means concentrations. He could not concentrate. He felt so sleepy. So he cut off his eyelids. And you know what happened? D plants, okay, then D plants grew out of the eyelids. Will it be possible? No, right? And it's so funny also. But this is just a story, okay, a legend, okay? So then the plants grew out of the eyelids, and the leaves of these plants, when put in the water and drunk, then it banished sleep. Banish means get rid of something unwanted, okay? It makes us feel fresh. We don't feel sleepy after drinking that, okay? So this is the tea leaf. So this is another legend about Bodhidharma, an ancient Buddhist monk. Rajveer, as he had read books, okay, he had gained many knowledge about Assam. He shared to Branjal also. So now Rajveer said, tea was first drunk in China. Rajveer added, as far back as 2700 BC. In fact, words such as tea, chai, and chini are from Chinese. Tea came to Europe only in the 16th century and was drunk more as medicine than as beverage. So according to him, okay, what he had read from a book, he had found out that this tea was first drunk in China. So where was it? It was in China. Okay, so it was as far back as 2700 BC. Okay, and the words like tea, chai, chini, all this came from Chinese language. These are Chinese words. Okay, so tea came to Europe only in the 16th century. And how does the European they drank? Okay, they drank this tea. They drank this tea as medicine. Okay, not as a beverage. Beverage means what? Beverage means a drink other than water, right? So this tea was drunk more as medicine. They drank this tea as a medicine, not as a beverage. Just okay, a beverage. Got it? So these European, they started drinking this tea in the 16th century only. So the first people who drank this tea was the Chinese. And the name chai, chini, tea, all these are from a Chinese language, okay, Chinese words. The train clattered into Mariani Junction. The boys collected their luggage and pushed their way to the crowded platform. So at last, the train clattered. Clattered means what? Making a continuous rattling sound. When you might have experienced this, or you might have seen when the train is about to stop, right? It clattered, right? It makes a sudden noise, okay? A continuous rattling sound, right? So the train clattered into Mariani Junction. And so what happened? They got down, the boys, they collected their luggage and they pushed their way to the crowded platform. Pranjal's parents were waiting for them. Soon they were driving towards Dikyabari, the tea garden managed by Pranjal's father. So his parents were waiting for them and they were received by the parents, that is Pranjal's parents. Okay, and soon they were driving towards Dekhiabari, that is the name of the place, the tea garden, which was managed by Pranjal's father. So they were driving towards that tea estate. Okay, an hour later, the car veered sharply off the main road. They crossed a cattle bridge and entered Dikhya. Okay, and entered. Soon they were driving towards Dikhyabari, the tea garden managed by Brancho's father. An hour later, the car veered sharply off the main road. They crossed a cattle bridge and entered Dikhyabari tea estate. So after 1 hour, okay, 1 hour, the car veered sharply off the main road. They stopped for a while, okay, and after that, from the main road, okay, they went to they cross a cattle bridge. Cattle bridge means a bridge over a ditch consisting of parallel metal bars, okay, that allow vehicles to pass. Okay, so they cross. The car veered sharply off the main road and they crossed the cattle bridge and entered that Dikhyabari tea estate. On both sides of the gravel road were acre upon acre of tea bushes, all neatly pruned to the same height. So on both sides of the gravel road means unpaved road. There were acre upon acre. Acre is the measurement, right? Is a unit of measurement. So they were getting in that tea estate. Okay, so there were the tea plantations in abundance, okay, in a very wide area. Okay, so acre upon acre of tea bushes, and all these tea plants, they were neatly pruned. Pruned means they were trimmed. Okay, they were cut away. Okay, this unwanted overgrown branches and stems, they were cut away, or they were trimmed. Okay, the tree plants were being trimmed, and all these tea plants, they were in the same height. Got it? So they were cut, okay, or they were trimmed to the same height. So groups of tea pluckers with bamboo baskets on their backs, wearing plastic aprons, were plucking the newly sprouted leaves. Sprouted means put out shoots. Okay, the new leaves. Okay, they were plucking those new sprouted leaves. The tea pluckers. Okay, they were carrying bamboo baskets on their backs, and they wore a plastic aprons, and also they were plucking the newly sprouted leaves. This is what they saw, okay, especially this Rajveer. Branjo's father slowed down to allow a tractor pulling a trailer, a load of tea leaves to pass. So as they were moving, okay, in a vehicle, at that time, they saw a tractor pulling a trailer load of tea leaves. This tractor was pulling the trailer load. Okay, it was carrying tea leaves. Okay, carrying lots of tea leaves. So Branjo father, he slowed down and he first allowed the tractor to pass by. Got it? Because the tractor was pulling a trailer load of tea leaves. So he let the tractor pass by. Then after that, again they started. Okay, they moved from there. Okay, so now this is the second flush or sprouting period, isn't it, Mr. Barua? Rajveer asks. It lasts from May to July and yields the best tea. Okay, so this is what Rajveer said, because Rajveer, this is the first time he is visiting, okay, that Assam, or that was the first time he had visited. But as I had told you before, he read, okay, and he had collected many informations about tea estate, about Assam. Okay, so he had more knowledge. Got it? So he told to this Brancho's father, okay, he asked to him whether this is the second flush, okay, flush or sprouting period, which means send out fresh shoots. Okay, flush means send out fresh shoots. So this is the second flush, which means in a year, okay, they used to pluck the leaves for many times, right? So according to him, okay, this is the second flush or a sprouting period. So he asks whether that is correct or not. And he also says that this very sprouting period, okay, lasts from May to July and produce the best tea, okay, and it produces the best tea. The tea leaves that is collected from the month of May to July, okay, it produces the best tea. So this is what he said to Mr. Barua, and he asked whether it is true or not. Then after that, the father replied, that is Mr. Barua, that is Pranjal's father, "You seem to have done your homework before coming," Pranjal's father said in surprise. Because now this Pranjal father was very much surprised by the way this Rajveer had explained to him, because whatever Rajveer had told to him, it was all true. So he was very surprised, and the father told to him that yes, that is correct, and it seems that he had done his homework. His homework means before he had gone to Assam, okay, or he has come to Assam, he might have collected many informations about Assam. So this is what the father said. "Yes, Mr. Barua," Rajveer admitted, "but I hope to learn much more while I'm here." So this is the reply given by Rajveer. He admitted, saying that yes, before he came to Assam, he had collected many ideas or many informations about Assam and also the tea plantation. But again, he hoped that he will learn much more, okay, much more while he is present with them, okay, while he individually or he personally is present in Assam, and he while experiencing by himself, he will get to know more about Assam and about the tea plantation. So this is the reply given by Rajveer, that is Pranjal's friend, to Mr. Barwa, that is Pranjal's father. Okay, so this is the explanation of this chapter. So the chapter is very simple. Okay, I hope you have understood the lesson. So thank you, students, for watching this video.